The year 2012 was a remarkable year in the UK sporting history and time of celebration, not just for the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, but also for its staging of the Olympic and Paralympic Games for the first time since 1948. As the Olympic flame touches down in Cornwall on Friday, May the 18th, what most people will remember above all is the events leading up to that opening ceremony in July, when a succession of ordinary citizens ran the breadth and width of the UK to allow the opportunity for as many people as possible to see at close hand the torch and to feel part of the values of that Olympic movement. The flame represents peace, unity and friendship, and will be carried by 8,000 torchbearers during its 70-day journey to London. One of those torchbearers is a local man, Ian Richards from Worthing, who began his leg of the run in Midhurst on day 59 of the relay.
I felt particularly honoured that I'd been chosen, not for my sporting achievement, but for what I'd done over the last 25, 30 years working with children and youth around the country in helping them. So I was particularly pleased, but also because I knew that I was going to be able to use the torch in the future in many, many different ways. And my particular torch, over 1,000 people must have held it since that time. So it was a very exciting and a start of a whole new journey for me.
Meanwhile, back in Sussex, the event did not pass unrecorded, as members of South Downs filmmakers and other like-minded people were in Worthing and in Lancing to witness this momentous occasion. Waiting in anticipation amongst all the crowd was well-known radio presenter Dave Hunt, known to many as Mr. Worthing, and who today, the 16th of July, was acting as MC in the town centre.
So fantastic atmosphere here in the town centre, really is starting to build now. Good to see so many of you out, and as I say, we're less than an hour to go until the Olympic torch comes through Worthing Town Centre.
But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but take a step back to Broadwater Green, where the crowds can be seen eagerly awaiting the start of the procession, as the first of the runners, Constantinus Felix, prepares to set off, accompanied by the vast entourage of vehicles and outriders, who are there as much to protect the runners and provide the security which has become a feature of this year's Games. So let's go over to Simon Osborne at Splash FM for a news update, followed by Anna Bingham, who is out there amongst the crowds.
Thousands of people have been lining the streets of Sussex for the arrival of the Olympic torch. The flame started its journey in Rogate this morning before travelling to Arran, Worthing and Ada. It finishes this evening in Brighton and Hove for a celebration at the Sussex County Cricket Ground.
Like many of the runners, Constantinus was nominated for his inspirational work, where he has dedicated 2/3 of his life to sport, and is now director at the International Olympic Truce Centre, mobilising leaders, athletes and young people of the world behind the cause of sport and peace. It is somewhat appropriate that Worthing's first runner should come from Athens.
Day 59 of the Olympic torch, and I can practically smell it right in front of me as we head down past Broadwater Green. Constantinos right in front of us, looking proud as anything. The crowd have been waiting an awful long time in some pretty rubbish weather for this, so it's finally great to have it in front of us. The big coach is following it. We'll get 300 yards down the road and there'll be the first Olympic kiss in Worthing. And this is when, of course, they put the torches against the next runner and they pass the torch on and they keep the light going in true relay style. So just a couple of 100 yards down the road and Constantinos can take a breath of fresh air, and then it moves on to Jill Kick-Shevlin, who has the next leg as we race the Olympic torch through Worthing.
At 78, Jill Kick-Shevlin is a remarkable woman who has spent 20 years of her life caring for her husband. She now spends much of her time helping elderly neighbours and friends by ferrying them to hospital appointments, shopping for them and even taking them to the theatre as a special treat. Jill was nominated by her daughter, who was proud to give her this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So let's return to Simon Osborne for an update.
So the Olympic torch relay has arrived in Worthing. It arrived at Broadwater Green at around 4:25 this afternoon. The torch route heads along Broadwater Street West, south along Broadwater Road, over the railway bridge onto Chapel Road, then South Street, Marine Parade, the Steine, and then east along the Brighton Road on the coast. It should arrive in Lancing at about 5:15 this afternoon. Expect road closures and delays.
The next handover takes place outside of St Mary's Church, Broadwater, where Sally Ricketts picks up the mantle. It's hard to believe that Sally was diagnosed with breast cancer some 12 years ago. Although in remission for several years, the cancer returned last year and she was given only a few months to live. In true form, she has fought this and refused to let it beat her. Her work colleagues never cease to be amazed at her positive attitude and cheery smile, and find her truly inspirational. There is no doubt that her enthusiasm can be seen on her face, and we wish her well. Sally hands over to 45-year-old Nigel Rapson from Hove, just past the Manor Sports Ground. Nigel is the fourth of the 23 runners due to compete in the district today. Nigel broke his neck in a horrendous accident whilst on holiday 12 years ago. It was touch and go as to whether he would ever walk again. But not only has he recovered, but he has gone on to complete many marathons and charity runs, raising thousands of pounds for needy causes, including spinal injury charities. His enthusiasm is there for everyone to see. As the parade approaches the railway bridge, Nigel can be seen alongside the next relay runner, Anton Kafalis. At 53, Anton is a local man from Sompting who has raised nearly £2,000 for the Alzheimer's Society on a recent solo bike ride. Starting in the Hook of Holland, he has completed the 720-mile bike ride by finishing in Germany. He continues to fundraise and help the hospice that looked after his late wife Helen. Anton was nominated for his unfailing spirit and determination, and there is no doubt that he is keen today to make the most of this opportunity.
Police in Worthing have been braving the rain to see the arrival of the Olympic torch. The flame entered Sussex this morning, with Olympic gold medalist Sally Gunnell being among the torch bearers. It will travel to Lancing before arriving in Brighton and Hove for an evening celebration at the County Cricket Ground.
Well, the first road closures in Broadwater are in place for the Olympic torch relay now. Closures include the A24 Broadwater Street West. There is a northbound closure between Ardshill Road and South Farm Road. Also on Richmond Road, closure between Portland Road and Chapel Road. And on South Street, closure between Chapel Road and Marine Parade. All of those from now until 5:30.
Of the 23 runners due to carry the flame through Worthing, only 3 live locally, whilst others have come from as far afield as Athens and France. One such person is Cyril Moret, who has journeyed from France to be here today. Since his accident in 1992, Cyril has been confined to a wheelchair, where he has discovered a drive for excellence through disabled sports. As a former Paralympic athlete, he considers that it is his turn to give something back after all he has received from the Games. The Games have enabled him to discover the Olympic and Paralympic values, where he has witnessed firsthand the strong sense of brotherhood during these global gatherings, a feeling certainly present today on the streets of our towns.
We've just had word from the official Olympic people, and apparently these are the biggest crowds that they've seen in the entire Olympic torch relay coming out in Worthing.
Well, from where I'm at the moment on Marine Parade, we are on the veranda of the Dome Cinemas complex here in the town, where the town Worthing Information Centre is as well. I can tell you now the traffic is pretty much stopped now on the A259 out the front here, so if you are sitting in your cars in front of the Dome Cinema, you won't be going anywhere for about 20 minutes. So if I was you, I'd turn your engine off, because the torch will be coming through here in around about 15 minutes time as it comes down Chapel Road along South Street, and then from there down to Marine Parade here in town. The expectation of the crowd is absolutely huge at the moment.
I think it'll be really exciting.
It must be at least 5, 6, 7 deep at the moment along the side of the road, and then up on the promenade as well here in the town, and on the front of the steps of the Pavilion Theatre. It is just so many people. The anticipation to see the Olympic torch relay in Worthing is absolutely huge.
Thank you, Simon. And let's return to Cyril as he prepares to hand over the torch to another fellow countryman, Le Bon Patrick. Le Bon means the good in French. At 54, Patrick has been doing good in his professional capacity for many years, devoting his time to energy-saving initiatives whilst working in the Congo. His passion for sport sees him refereeing football matches at local and national level, where for the past 30 years he has been sharing with others his views on sports and its values. Meanwhile, over to Simon at Splash FM, who is about to update us.
Yeah, we're just starting to see the first of the police outriders that are the advance party of the flame. The advance party is normally about 5 or 6 minutes in advance of the flame. So coming down Chapel Road and through the High Street and then along Marine Parade where we are at the Dome Cinema Complex, we will start to see the advance party of a lot of the sponsor vehicles that are with the Olympic flame, the torch relay, and then also the backup vehicles and the police outriders as well. Some 310 plus people work on the Olympic flame every day. It is a huge operation, as you might expect, and then locally, of course, all the local constabularies around the country and here in Sussex and in East Sussex as well are all part of the flame. There are some 90 extra marshals who are marshalling Worthing today, free and volunteering, and well done to the council for putting all that together, and also for the marshals themselves who are being out and checking that everybody is safe and everybody is secure. Flame gets passed from Levin Patrick, who has it at the moment, to Layla Namati. It's running pretty much the time, Rick, and everybody is so excited. I'm seeing a lot of Union Jack flags now starting to be waved, and people starting to get a little bit noisy and starting to start cheering. We've got some clapping going on as well. So, yeah, we are very, very close here on Marine Parade today here in Worthing.
We spoke to some of the crowds lining the streets.
We come from Southend to see it, so very excited, yes. Yeah, I am.
So we've been really looking forward to this. We've come miles, especially just to see the torch go by. Once in a lifetime opportunity. How fabulous for our country.
So in a minute, the buses will arrive. I stay with you, and I'll tell you when to go into the middle. You wait there, my colleague will put your torch together, turn it on, leave them, and then they'll put your torch up for you.
We are on top of the Dome Cinema Complex here in Worthing, and we've got a very good vantage point right along the seafront, so including the pier and the pier pavilion, right along from South Street, which is where the torch is going to come. The advance bus that carries all the torch bearers, that drops them off at the various kissing points along the route, has just gone through. There are various sponsor vehicles in front of us at the moment that are going along, that are all part of the torch procession right around the UK. Feeling of pride that was within the crowd at the moment is just incredible. There's a lot of sponsor vehicles that travel along with the convoy before the flame reaches us, that are going through at the moment, that are all part of the Olympic movement and are all part of the torch relay. The flame is approximately 3 or 4 minutes behind these vehicles at the moment. Well, we can see the converted horse box that holds torch cam is now starting to come down Marine Parade, and we'll start to see our torchbearer in just a couple of seconds' time. And yes, I can see the flame. Oh my word. Okay, the flame is right now in the centre of Worthing, and the torchbearer that is holding the flame is a lady called Layla Namati. Layla has got a chaperone with her, and they are holding the flame together and waving to the crowd. Now we can see the flame which is being running down Marine Parade. Well done to Layla, she's looking fantastic at the moment, followed by Claudia, who's just had the kiss of the flame. Torch cam is now going past us with the media on it, and there are 9 security personnel with the flame at the moment, making sure it's going past us here in Worthing. It really is an incredible sight. And as the flame has passed us now, it is now going round to the left-hand side and round Steen Gardens up towards the A259 and on towards Brighton Road and then on towards Lancing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for when the Olympic flame is in Worthing and is in the UK before the Olympic Games starts next Friday night at the stadium in Stratford.
Thank you, Simon. As the convoy circumvents the Steyne, we catch a glimpse of Maria Magno, who takes over the baton for the short distance down to the Aquarina. Maria has raised over £200,000 for cancer services while suffering from breast cancer, and has been awarded the League of Mercy at Buckingham Palace for her volunteering work. Our youngest runner today is Kirsty Bastin. Kirsty is only 12 years old, but strives for success in sport, where she is always pushing herself to excel.
I got nominated by my school.
As a bronze ambassador promoting the Olympics values, she has attended County Olympic Day, where she brings her positive attitude to all her various clubs she attends. The Shoreham Academy were proud to nominate Kirsty as an exceptional representative of their school and worthy of the chance to carry the Olympic flame. With all her school friends present, I'm sure she has done them proud today. As the procession moves along the Lower Brighton Road, our next runner, Dan Robinson, is waiting for his moment to arrive. Dan is from St Leonards-on-Sea and at 18 has raised over £7,000 for local causes. Dan suffers from a medical condition that causes him pain in his ankles, knees and wrists every day and all day long. Despite all of this, he continues to provide support and care to his father, who has nominated him for this occasion, and says that he is someone who is steadfast and loyal and always wanting to do the right thing. Between Navarino and Ophir Road, the torch is carried by 49-year-old Chris Cannon. Last year, Chris raised £1,600 for Help for Heroes by completing in 2 marathons, 3 half marathons and 2 ultra marathons. I wonder what his daughter, Elsa, who nominated him, has to say.
It's a very windy day, isn't it?
Runner number 107 is Graham Rose, who heads towards Lancing.
Well, the Olympic torch should be arriving in Lancing any time now, where it will continue north, up South Street, over the railway bridge, onto Grinstead Lane, and then it will finish at the Lancing Manor roundabout by 6 p.m. this evening. And then, of course, it continues its journey to Brighton.
Next up is 59-year-old Tony Smith. Tony has been working for Caravan, a charity within the grocery industry, for well over a decade. In 2007, he instigated the London to Paris Cycle Challenge, which is now an annual event in their fundraising calendar, raising over £200,000 for the charity. Tony is a well-known figure in the industry and sees the honour of carrying the torch as a recognition of all the good work he has put in. Runner number 109 is Thomas Kimber, who is 27 and a teacher from Brighton, who has recently taught children in the Gambia. By all accounts, the children who nominated him claim he is an amazing teacher who inspires them with lots of extra sporting activities. Mr. Kimber always encourages us to have a go and do our best, they say. By all accounts, Tom's efforts today typifies his spirit, leading by example, and for this he should be applauded. The first torchbearer of day 59 started inside Fratton Park in Portsmouth, after which the flame will be carried throughout the day by 131 torchbearers, including Sally Gunnell and Robin Cousins. Number 110 is Benjamin Wilkes, who hands over to Stephen Brooks opposite Brooklands Park. Stephen is only 45, but earlier in life was on kidney dialysis and could not work full time. Subsequently, he has been diagnosed with a rare form of melanoma in his eye. Although he is now in remission after surgery, he has lost most of the sight in one eye, but none of his sense of humour. He now believes in making the most of his time with his family and loved ones, who I am sure are here today to share in his moment of glory. Runner number 112 is Charlie White from Hastings, who is 15 years old. Charlie was born with a severe combined deficiency syndrome and was in and out of hospital as a baby. He had a bone marrow transplant when he was only 1 year old, and at 15 has done remarkably well by becoming captain of the school's cricket team. However, 2 years ago he was diagnosed with a secondary condition which involved more chemotherapy and radiotherapy, followed by a stem cell transplant. This resulted with him spending many weeks in isolation. However, by walking and playing golf, he has gradually built himself up once again, which has given him the encouragement to try harder and push himself into doing a little bit more each day. Weighing in at only 800 grams, the torch was recognised as the design product of the year. It is made up of an inner and outer aluminium alloy skin and is perforated by 8,000 circles representing the inspirational stories of the 8,000 torchbearers, of which Laura Thwaites, our next runner, is one. These circles help heat dissipation without it being conducted down the handle. The gold colour embraces the qualities of the Olympic flame, a brightness and warmth from the light that shines within.
Well, the torch is beautifully made, but all the weight is at one end, at the top here. Inside, there's a sort of a burner which has a gas cylinder connected to it. And when you're handed the torch, one of the policemen that's accompanying you turns the gas on just before the other person joins you, and the torches do what was known as the kiss, where they put them together and the gas ignites. What we have is on one side of the torch, there's a little hole there which an Allen key goes in, which turns the gas on. The cylinder contained enough gas to last for about 7 minutes. And most people's runs were about 3 to 4 minutes, so there was some spare capacity there. But they had plenty of emergency torches there. If it did run out, they would have immediately just switched, because there was a flame burning in the bus that was accompanying you.
As the torch approaches Lancing, we hear from Joe Yule, who is close to the Farmer's Pub in Grinstead Lane.
Probably 15-20 minutes ago, the rain was absolutely tipping it down, and it was like ghost town here on Grinstead Lane. But now the place is absolutely mobbed. It's awash with Union Jack flags. The police convoy are all in place, keeping the crowd in check. There's lots of kids sitting on their parents' shoulders, and excitement is building. Just before the torchbearer came past, got chatting to a very lovely lady, 99-year-old Florence Batson, who is a local celebrity by all accounts. It's obviously the last time in her lifetime she'll be witnessing an event like this. And yes, she was very, very happy indeed. And she actually came here on her scooter, which is probably one of my favourite stories of the day. That, I do believe, was Alex Fraser, the 19-year-old. He just literally appeared.
Alex is an athlete on the Lloyds TSB Local Heroes programme. The programme, in partnership with Sports Aid, supports future stars of Team GB and Paralympics GB on their journey to London 2012. At 18 he came third in the Under-19s National Modern Pentathlon and was selected because of his commitment and dedication to the sport of modern pentathlon. Julia Zine is the last but one of our runners in West Sussex. Living in Brighton, she works as a graphic designer and is currently involved with one of the major sponsors who have given her the opportunity to work with them in designing the pin badges for the 2012 London Olympic Games.
And just moments away now from it going back into convoy mode, I do believe, just outside the Farmer's Pub actually, just sort of near the St Michael's Church. So it's going to be right next to the kiss point before the final lady, the final torchbearer, Claire Forbes, takes it up to the final ending point here in Lancing. So it's all very exciting.
In 2001, when Claire was only 17, she contracted meningitis, losing both legs, some fingers, plus a brain injury which impedes her balance and speech. She was in a coma for 6 months. Her parents were told that she wouldn't survive, and then in 2005 were told she would never walk again. Her determination for life has seen her walk both the London and New York marathons. She also abseils and does parachute jumps, all in the aid of charity. raising many thousands of pounds. Unable to walk unaided, her partner now acts as her eyes and balance. Claire has 2 beautiful daughters, despite having been told she would never have children. Claire is determined to continue with her charity work, and her next challenge, would you believe, involves wing walking.
Through the Salvation Army and all the churches, where we were hoping to really build a legacy to change people's approach to disability. And now it's very much following that through. We believed in particular that Paralympics had the power to change people's views, the way that disabled people are treated. And we're now putting in place numerous things that can actual fact really make a difference. It's working on that legacy.
As Claire and the motor parade prepare to journey onwards to Brighton, it is perhaps a fitting tribute to our town that the last torchbearer of the day is nursing sister Karen West from Worthing, who will carry the flame onto the stage for the evening celebration at the Sussex County Cricket Club ground in Hove. For her and the other 23 runners, it has certainly proved to be their moment to shine, and provided us all with one of the finest celebrations the Games has ever seen.
Just to light that flame in that cauldron was something else, and I'll now think differently when this flame goes into the Olympic Stadium and that person stands on the stage or wherever and lights that torch, lights the cauldron. I'll have those same emotions running through again, I think.